What is going on, boys and girls? It's your boy Viper Sport Forward back in the building with another live stream here on Blues Fans TV. As you can see, pre-match live, the warm-up, as I call it also. I'm a bit dark today. I'm a bit dark, but we're going to have to deal with it at the moment. My lights. I forgot to charge my lights. I hope Chelsea don't forget to charge their players. That's the main thing. We've got to come out with energy today, boys. That was the worst smooth analogy I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
It kind of worked.
Yeah,
it kind of worked. Don't lie.
I'll give you that one.
Well, big game tonight in the UEFA Champions League. Atletico Madrid against Chelsea. A massive last 16 tie. My friend here, Nuno the man, or should I call him Nuno the boy, is nervous. He's nervous. Why are you nervous, mate? This is what the Champions League is about. This is what the Champions League is about. And I am very, very excited right now as we face off against one of Europe's best. But before I carry on waffling, let's head over to the man to my right. I don't know if I'm still right on the flip screen. I don't know how it works. But you, tell me how you're feeling about this game, bro.
You mentioned that I was feeling nervous, but I feel nervous for every game that we play. But this one especially because it is Atletico Madrid, top of La Liga. You know, Diego Simeone, you know, Luis Suarez, João Felix, Jan Oblak in goal, and the kind of football that they play. It is frightening, but I'm excited. I know what you mean. These are Champions League nights. These are the games that we live for, you know. There's something about the Champions League, and, you know, ever since we won it, you know, like we love this competition and we love to be a part of it every single year that we can be. And it's just it's just added nerves because, like you said, we're going against one of the best teams in Europe right now, and hopefully, like you said, with your rubbish pun at the start of the stream, I hope the players are charged up because
bars. Why are you coming at my neck? I was bars.
Bro, I was agreeing with your analogy. I was calling it a dead analogy, but I was agreeing with it, you know? I hope the players are charged, and because they're going to need it tonight. They play very regimented football. Diego Simeone, he's like an army commander, you know? His players are well drilled. They have a system. They stick to it, very regimented, and very defensive as well. And the reason I'm a bit scared is because we haven't been taking our chances recently. We've been creating chances, we just haven't been taking them. And in my head, I'm like, how many chances is this Atletico team gonna give us? We need to be extra clinical, even more so clinical. So this is our biggest game of the season so far, arguably one of our biggest games in recent years. But the nerves are flying, bro. But hopefully we can pull off a madness in Bucharest.
100%. So obviously this show is about the lineups. We're gonna be revealing the lineup as soon as they get announced. But I guess we got a few more minutes till that happen. I know there's been a bit of one going around on Twitter, but I'm not gonna pull it up until it's official from Chelsea themselves. As soon as we've gone live, it's all Chelsea are gonna. I'm live on my TikTok as well. Chelsea are gonna lose 4-0. Chelsea are gonna get battered. Lads, believe in Tuchel. Believe in Tuchel. Let's give a quick prediction of the lineups. I'm going for Mendy, Aspie. To be honest, quite simply to the one I saw on Twitter, maybe Rudiger, Christensen, Chilwell as a wing back. No, he's going to start Alonso, but I want Chilwell, but he's going to start Alonso, isn't he?
Likewise.
Probably going to go back to the midfield with Jorginho and Kovacic. I'd say Mason Mount will be starting, of course, orchestrator of our team at the moment. And from what I've seen on the Twitter one, it's hard for me to reject that one. But what I've seen is Hudson-Odoi starting and Olivier Giroud alongside Timo Werner, which is a new one. It's a new one.
I mean, I agree with that lineup, by the way. Apart from maybe I would have started Kai Havertz, but I can understand why he's not starting, you know, just coming back from injury, big game. Do you want to take the risk? But I've been wanting to see a front two of Kai Havertz and Timo Werner for some time now, you know, because I think they could play with each other well, and maybe this isn't the right game to do it. So that lineup that you mentioned, apart from, I agree with you, Chilwell. I want Chilwell to start because he hasn't featured much under Thomas Tuchel. So
few people saying, okay, the lineups have been announced. They were announced earlier on Twitter, so I missed the Twitter one. I was waiting on the Instagram. Just bear with me
Likewise.
while I pull it up. Okay, let me pull this up. Hold on. I'm just putting it onto the screen. Okay. Share screen. I'm bringing it up for you now. Here we go. So, as you can see right there, Mendy in goal, Aspilicueta, Christensen, Hudson-Odoi back in the team after an interesting weekend of whatever that happened. Hudson-Odoi, Kovacic, Jorginho, Alonso, Mount, Giroud, and Werner. So a few things to pick up there. Obviously, solid backline back with Christensen at the back. We missed him, I think, last week. Zuma's mistake cost us the goal for Minamino. So good to see him back. Weird times. I never think I'd pick Christensen over Hudson-Odoi, but here we are. Picking Hudson-Odoi over Zuma. Hudson-Odoi is the one I'm going to move on to now as well. Massive talks about him over the weekend. We know we spoke about it. Bringing him on, bringing him on at half time and then taking him off. 30 minutes in. Bit of a surprise, to be honest. Why he did that, we figured out after he wasn't happy with the way that he was pressing, I think it was. So he did take him out. But there's no issues there. There's no relationship issues there. As we can see, Hudson-Odoi is starting. So that's very good to see. Kovacic, Jorginho, I'm happy with that midfield. Back to what we use. No Kante. It's weird. Again, another player I wouldn't usually be happy to see out the squad, but recently more and more, I'm more than happy to see Jorginho and Kovacic starting in the middle. 100%. Alonso, again, another Tuchel player now who's getting plenty of game time under Thomas Tuchel. I wasn't necessarily overly pleased with his performance against Southampton. I think he could have done a lot better than what he did. I feel like he just didn't live up to his expectations of being this great wing back that he turned into. But you know, I guess he's a player for that guy, and then you have Mason Mount. Giroud and Werner is a funny one, isn't it? Because we've never really. I don't think we've seen that yet. From the starting lineup, anyway. What do you think?
Yeah, it is, and on paper that works. You know, I talk about it all the time. Timo Werner in Leipzig having use of Poulsen, which is that big, tall, dominant striker, playing next to him so that he can receive knockdown balls. On paper, it sounds good. In practice, however, it might be quite different. You know, seeing how those two link up together up front, because we know that Atletico, you know, play a very high line. So Timo Werner could, you know, I hope he's been taking Spanish lessons because es hora de comer. You know, it's time to eat. If they leave those spaces behind, feast, bro.
You
apply
only
the burners
and
run.
Don't even gas it. You only learn that on TikTok. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yes, of course I did. But yes, it'll be interesting to see the dynamic between those two. Whoa, Wagwan.
Is there some sort of different rule that I missed in the Champions League? Why are there two keepers on the bench?
I don't know, but apparently there are.
Is there the 5 substitution rule in?
I'm not
that
too
still
sure.
doesn't make sense. That's really strange.
Why are there two keepers on the bench?
Even if it was a 5 substitution rule, I didn't really expect 2 keepers to be on the bench. Kepa, Caballero, James, Zuma, Chilwell, Emerson, Gilmore, Kante, Havertz, Ziyech, Pulisic, Abraham. Bro, that could be a lineup in itself. Apart from the 2 keepers, I mean, look at the quality on our bench, bro. Yeah, that 5 subs. Honestly. 5 subs. It is. I thought it was 5 subs. So sorry, guys. I my mistake there for being surprised. But still, even with 5 subs, I'm kind of surprised there's 2 keepers. I don't know.
2 keepers, yeah. It's a weird one. Maybe I know there's an injury risk for Mendy, so maybe if he comes off, and then I don't know, Kepa gets a red card, and so then maybe that's why there's 2 keepers. I don't know. It is what it is.
I doubt it. Well, I know Silva says Manas Sharma. He's injured, brother. He's still out. Which is a massive miss for us. This was going to be the big game for him to perform in. It's too soon for him to play, which is really, it's a bit of a mad one. Havertz is the other one, really still not getting his chance, but I don't think I'm not really expecting Tuchel to just put him in there after not playing for so long.
Yeah, it's a weird one with Kai Havertz because and rival fans keep saying, "Oh, you're making excuses for him," but it's not excuses; it's facts. Okay, he's a young guy, come from a different league, you know, where he was the big fish in a small pond. Now he's a regular-sized fish in a regular-sized pond. In fact, he's a smaller sized fish in a regular sized pond almost because he has to prove himself. You know, he has to adapt
Can I
his
just say
style.
your analogy was way more crapper than mine. Mine was so much more smoother. That was a terrible analogy, bro.
Hey,
You even
nah,
tried
don't,
so
don't.
hard. It flopped. I'm
Hey, don't,
sorry. It flopped.
bro, don't, bro. I'm an actor. I work with scripts. I don't have one here with me. But honestly, Kai Havertz, it's a tough one because we obviously want to see the best out of him, but he needs to play.
Yeah.
And he's not playing. It's simple. But like I was saying before, this game might be a bit too tough to throw straight into this game. You know, it's a big game. Maybe give him a couple of league games. I don't know. I'm not the manager of Chelsea Football Club. I try and remind myself of that time to time that I don't pull the strings or pull the shots. I'm not Pav, you know, so I have no influence over Chelsea Football Club whatsoever.
Absolute
So
scenes if
hopefully,
Werner wins it. Yeah, absolute scenes if
bro,
Timo Werner was the winner.
absolute scenes, absolute scenes.
What I like though, he's gone for the full strength squad. What we have right now. People saying about Pulisic, people saying about Havertz. You know, at the moment, this is our full strength squad. Like this is the squad that, apart from the Giroud one, maybe. But then even then, I'm more happy to see Giroud in there than Tammy Abraham because I just think that might work better today. We're playing against a Atletico side that will be quite reserved from what I hear. I've not really watched them this season. I hear that they're a bit more reserved defending, then they'll go out and counter attack. If they're going to do that, we need that rough, rugged striker. And that's what we were missing on Saturday. I kept saying it. We don't have that guy that's going to go and do the dirty work. Giroud doesn't necessarily do the dirty work like the Costas of the world, but he does that to an aspect and to his own element. You know, he does that in his own element, and that's what we need today, 100%. And if they both just connect and find the rhythm, him and Werner find the correct rhythm with each other, that could be really dangerous for Atletico because we have two completely different strikers to deal with in Timo Werner, who will run it behind, and then Giroud. Obviously, they need to finish a lot as well, but that can be a really good combo. And we're talking about Hudson-Odoi, who's got a point to prove. He's going to be coming down the wing as well, you know, putting the balls and doing what he does best. And I think with his extra motivation, this could... Honestly, I'm not nervous about this game. This might get clipped, and I'm the king of getting clipped, but I'm really not. Bro. I have a feeling that it might be boring, but at the same time, I feel like we can pull this off. Like, I don't know. I get Atletico are good and all of that, and they're banging it out right now with man like Suarez. I don't even know if Suarez started today, but I genuinely believe if this squad show up to what they can and the standards they can under Thomas Tuchel and play his football to a perfected tee. Remember, the results that went kind of iffy, or the performances, I should say, Barnsley, we didn't really play. Someone saying on here, why doesn't Noah just join the live? We're live right now on Blues Fans TV, so come and check it out. We're both there. Barnsley wasn't the full strength squad, let's be honest. And then against Southampton last week, again, it was the full strength squad. We did dominate the game, but again, stuff like Zuma was missing didn't help us. Zuma was starting instead of Christensen, who was playing better at the time, didn't help us. So this squad can pull it off. I really do believe it. I'm not nervous at all.
I am, but obviously I have full faith in my team, obviously, or else I wouldn't be a Chelsea fan, or I wouldn't even be a football fan, because you have to believe in the team that you support, and you have to believe in the manager and the players. And so, yes, I do believe we can do it, but I'm just a very nervous person before a ball is kicked. Yeah. The moment we kick a ball, the moment we establish ourselves in the game, then I can become more confident that, okay, you know, we can go on and win this. And we have, like you said, we have every right to win this. Like, why not? If you look at the team that we have, the manager, everything, we have the perfect means to win this game. It's just whether or not we do. That's what it is.
Let's have a look at Atletico Madrid starting 11.
Yes.
Here we go.
I was interested about that.
Now that front line. Jeez. All right. So, Jan Oblak in net. We got... So, hold on. I'm going to look at it on this tab. Hermoso, Felipe, Savic, Llorente, Koke in the middle, Saul, Lemar, Correa, João Felix, and Luis Suarez up front. Now, that's a good squad. That's a good.
You see what I mean, bro? But no, that is a good squad, and they are missing Jimenez. They're missing Carrasco as well, and they're missing the best right back to ever score a free kick in a World Cup, Kieran Trippier because he's been a naughty boy. But regardless of the guys that they're missing, that is a solid team, and we know all about that man up front, Luis Suarez. We know what he can do. We grew up watching him in Liverpool, week in, week out,
We were
tearing
talking
teams
about him
apart.
last night. We were talking about him last night. I genuinely
were.
believe that probably, it's tough competition between him and a few others, but he's probably the best striker of this decade.
Yes, I reflected on the conversation that we had last night, and I would possibly agree with you because, especially since, like I said, I grew up watching him, and prime Liverpool Suarez was a different beast. And when he went to Barcelona, he kind of went up a level, and I don't know what they're doing over there. But the fact that they let him go is ridiculous, but he's still proving that he is in that conversation right now at Atletico, and he is a very dangerous man. So bro, we just have to keep him quiet. As P was saying, you keep him quiet, we're fine.
Christensen he's been on form, but I can't imagine Christensen against Suarez. That kind of scares me now. It really does. Christensen,
I know what you mean.
Big up yourself. Big up yourself, Christensen. But him against Suarez, it kind of scares me. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it's mad, guys. If you're watching the game, don't watch it on your own. There's 2 watch-alongs you can choose from. Obviously, Lewis will be live shortly for the whole game. And if you want to watch it with me, make sure to click my name, which is in the title of this video, Viper Sport. I will be live from around 7:45, 7:50, watching the game with you guys. So if you want to come join my watch along, you can. If you want to join Lewis's, that will be straight after this. So make sure you're watching it with one of us because it's a good laugh. Watch alongs are a good laugh. So make sure you're there. Yeah. Callum versus Lamar is where we should win. Lamar. Callum's defending abilities haven't been too bad. He's as a wing back, he's shown that he can go back, and his tracking back is really impressive, and I'm really happy with that. So yeah, that's going to be a cool battle because if he can dispossess Lamar properly, he's got good enough skill to get up the pitch and do what he has to do. We got Marshall Ayub saying peace to your guys. Love what support what you do, even though I'm a Liverpool fan, but definitely love the content. And from New York, Harlem as well. Thanks, Liverpool fan. Jeez. We need your energy right now to get through this Champions League. Just how you guys had. Actually, we don't need your energy, to be honest. Thinking about where you are right now in the league. No offense, but where you were a few years ago. That's probably what we need right now.
Yeah.
Pulisic to Bayern. I'm seeing all these Pulisic to Bayern things. I have not heard anything about it.
Neither did I. But I watched. Shout out Jan from Football Therapy. I watched that this morning. I watch him every morning. But yeah, he was like, yeah, this story just came out of nowhere. And I'm like, it did, because I literally haven't heard anything. Apparently, he's keen to return back to Germany because obviously he speaks German. Dortmund gave him a career, essentially. He can win more. And I get it's attractive, but it's also a stupid story. I don't think Christian Pulisic wants to leave Chelsea. And I don't think Chelsea should either kick him out as well, because
it's annoying because if anything like that happens, that will be the second player I've really liked to leave Chelsea within the space of 2 years.
He is my favorite Chelsea player.
Having to deal with the departure of Eden Hazard was tough enough. Like it really, honestly, that was like probably the worst leaving of a player I've ever experienced. Just it was so heartbreaking. And then I was like, how are we going to replace this? Like this guy is. He's the most skillful player that's ever played for Chelsea Football Club. Doesn't even come close to anyone else. I was like, how can we replace this guy? And at first with Pulisic, I wasn't farly impressed, but slowly, I was like, I really like this guy. And you could see when he was like injury-free at the top of his game doing bits, you could see that he was going to be, at least something close to what Eden Hazard was for us. And now the fact that he's barely playing, that really agitates me. I don't know if it was Tuchel. Tuchel didn't let him go, did he, from Dortmund? It was another manager who was in charge when we bought him, right? Or did he let him go? I'm sure he was at PSG by then.
I believe he was at PSG, guys. Correct us in the comments if we're wrong, but I think Tuchel had gone at that point. But yeah, Tuchel knows all about Christian Pulisic as well. Like I said, at Dortmund, he gave him a platform to shine. And the issue with Christian Pulisic is injuries.
Yep.
It's just injuries. And I hate to see it because he's so young as well. And usually a player experiences these sorts of injuries maybe towards the end of their career, when it's time
Yeah.
to retire. But the fact that he's experiencing these at like 22 years of age, it's scary. But I really want Christian Pulisic to succeed at Chelsea, because I too see, obviously, making the Eden Hazard comparisons, they're quite lazy, but they're well founded.
No, they are, because
tricky wingers who run at people and create chances and create something out of nothing.
And they just have, like, obviously Hazard's a different player to Pulisic in terms of like
100%.
levels, but you saw the younger, like maybe less experienced Hazard in Pulisic. You see it. I mean, the stuff he did end of last season shouldn't be overlooked. The way he came on against that Liverpool side, we were down like 4-1 or whatever the score was at the time. The way he switched that game to its head literally was incredible. He did a madness. He could have scored 2 or 3 that night. But I mean, yeah, it's another player I really don't want to see leave. I hope Tuchel finds what he can do with Pulisic, because I feel like if he can implement Pulisic into that side correctly, who knows? Maybe he's working at turning him into like a left wing back, like he's done with Hudson-Odoi already. Maybe that's the thing they're working on right now. But honestly, if he can find a way, if he can unlock the key to Pulisic's talent again, on his new or on his current style at Chelsea, that's going to be a game changer. So I really hope we keep 100%. Him, and I really hope he becomes a long-term thing for Chelsea. I do not want to see him. Why is Bayern coming after all our talent, bro? Move, man.
They tried with Hudson-Odoi, and they were like, you know what? We can't get this Chelsea winger. Let's go after the other one.
The other good one. The only other the two best players on the club. Let's go for him.
Bro, they couldn't have taken Willian.
Bro, Bayern Munich is basically our flipping academy graduates at this point.
So true.
But listen, guys, the time for kickoff is edging closer. Make sure to join the watch-alongs. As I said, Lewis will be live straight after this. And if you want to join me, head over to Viper Sport. It's linked in the title. Come and join me. And if you haven't subscribed already, do so. But before you do that on my channel, make sure you subscribe to this very channel and get our subs up. 125k, I think we're on now. So let's go get those numbers up. And let's get the Blue Army even stronger by the day. Right, final predictions, Noah, before we shoot.
Predictions.
You hate them.
I do. I really don't know. Best case scenario we can ask for is obviously a win. But you know what? I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to say a 1-0 Chelsea win. Even though I hate making predictions, that's the prediction I'm going to make.
I'm going to stick with that as well. I said 2-0 earlier, so I'm going to stick with 1-0 because I feel like after seeing those squads, I think I'll take a 1-0. But listen, this is what, lads, whatever happens tonight, remember, this is what Champions League night is all about. It's better than facing a little crappy team and then ending up going out to them like a Leipzig or something. You know what I mean? Like that will just be annoying as well. Like, bruv, Leipzig in the Champions League and then you get out. At least if it's Atletico, it's Atletico, you know? But at the end of the day, we want to see a win. We want to see good performances, and this is exactly what Champions League nights are about. It's 1-0 from me. It's 1-0 from Nuno the Man. Make sure to subscribe. We'll catch you on the next live, pre-match live, whatever you want to call it, the warm-up. But other than that, I think we're out. See you in a bit, guys. Enjoy the game.